This is TWiT.
You know where I'm going to start here. I have to. I don't want to, but I have to. Elon Musk says, I am not buying Twitter. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. To which Twitter responds in the form of chairman of the board, Brett Taylor. The Twitter board is committed to closing the transaction on the price and terms agreed upon with Mr. Musk and plans to pursue legal action to enforce the merger agreement. We are confident we will prevail in the Delaware Court of Chancery, which is a little medieval. But now Ev Williams, one of the founders of Twitter, tweeted, oh, come on, Brett, I know you feel like you have to say that, but can't we just let this all go? Amy, it seems to me, and I've seen some other people say this, that is a kind of one billionaire to another statement, sort of. Like, oh, don't worry about the little people whose stock price has been depressed by these shenanigans. Let's just let Elon off the hook.
Right. So I will remind everybody, people who have listened to me before know this, but for those of you who I haven't met yet, I dropped out of law school right before starting, so I'm not a lawyer. I was qualified to go.
You got into law school, but you didn't actually go to law school. So that's like
I made a last-minute decision not to go.
Smart woman. Yeah.
Anyway, so here's my 2 cents on what's happening. There is absolutely a lawsuit, and that is because you can't jack around another. If you're going to kill a company, you have to kill it dead.
Yes, that's what they say. If you're going to kill the king, you better not miss.
Right. So this is not a mostly dead Princess Bride situation. And there are repercussions. This is a publicly traded company. Board members have fiduciary responsibility. The leadership of that company has a responsibility to its shareholders and its employees. And if an outsider comes in and files paperwork, which he had to do, saying that there was a good faith intent to buy, that is legal paperwork. And to renege on that at this point, that there should and will be repercussions without a doubt.
Yeah.
Can we also just say that, let's just call it for what it is. Elon Musk likes the drama.
He's a troll.
All of this is happening.
He's a troll.
All of this is happening around the same time that it's come to light that he's got twins.
That's a good one.
One of his employees.
Yeah.
So and then got into a crazy, ridiculous argument on Twitter with somebody about it was Nick Cannon. The two of them are broing out about underpopulation on the planet, and that's why they're spreading their seeds so generously.
Thank you, Elon. Thank you for blessing us with your progeny. U.S. birth rate is there is something. This was part of the what's his face. The horrible Epstein. There seems to be a common thread among men of a certain that there's this compulsive need to spread their seed. Yeah. And part of the justification for that is underpopulation. This is a crazy ego-driven. Can I tell you what what's really the subtext to this? And it's kind of like replacement theory, that the dumb people are reproducing at a fast rate. So we who are smarter than them must keep up. Otherwise, all that's left is dumb people. And so it comes from, I guarantee you, because I know people like this.
No, I think
it comes from this point, this sense that I am a superior race. And so it is my obligation to spread my seed far and wide. So it has nothing to do with a fertility slump. I guarantee you. It has.
No, but I mean that's what they're saying.
It's crypto racist, is what it is. Crypto, rich personist.
Crypto classist.
Classist. There's the word.
Classist. Yeah.
There's just a certain amount of hubris here.
Hubris. Yes.
Going back to
all the isses.
But there is a legal responsibility that as a signer, he now bears, and they're the folks who are suing on behalf of shareholders and investors and just company chaos are absolutely within their rights and are probably going to prevail in court if it's not settled outside.
Connie, go ahead.
And I was going to say, there's $1 billion breakup fee at stake here as well. And I think, I don't know what others feel, but the beginning of this whole Elon Musk wants to buy Twitter, if you were taking odds from folks who follow Elon Musk, we all knew that that deal wasn't going to go through, especially when the stock prices for Tesla took a hit and his wealth was affected. And, you can say whatever you want about what you want to do and what your feelings about it are. But at the end of the day, to Amy's point, you have to put down some legal commitments and you have to put down some money. And then if you feel that you want to, jerk around the SEC, which is what some people thought Musk was doing, and jerk around Twitter, that's all well and good in Twitter, and it plays to the drama, and you like to be part of the drama. But there is shareholder accountability, and there's money. There's $1 billion breakup fee at stake that Elon Musk, doesn't want to pay. So that's, it's all about money at this point.
Twitter's saying it's not $1 billion. We want $44 billion. You said you were going to give us $44 billion, and by God, you will. Although, these things take time. It's got to go to court. There will be lawsuits back and forth. The Delaware Court of Chancery does move a little bit faster, apparently, in issues like this to protect, in particular, the corporations registered there, like Twitter. So I suspect there may be an outcome quickly. But there's been a lot of interesting speculation, especially about this $1 billion breakup fee. He could make a lot more than the $1 billion breakup fee just by a pump and dump scam on Twitter. He bought 9.25% of Twitter stock without revealing it, breaking SEC regulations at the time. Still no punishment on that, although they're investigating. And then announced, even after he bought 9.25% at a reduced amount, then announced he was going to buy it, thinking perhaps the stock price now would go straight up and he could sell all that stock. Did not happen. In fact, you're not alone, Connie. Not only did pundits not believe he meant to buy it, the market didn't, because at no time did Twitter's stock price go anywhere near what Elon was offering. In fact, right now it's $36. Elon's offering $54.20. That's exactly the market saying, yeah, no, that's not going to happen. Otherwise, the price would go close to $54.20, wouldn't it?
You're absolutely right. Yeah, nobody believed it.
Nobody believed it.
And so, we're just left with the mess, basically. I mean, I know people who work at Twitter.
I feel so bad for them.
Twitter has been struggling, trying to expand its membership. They have their challenges and issues, and you really don't need, a boy billionaire with, an ego about what he wants to say, screwing things up. And so now it is put up or shut up time. Will he ultimately buy Twitter? Obviously, that's not going to happen. So it's really a question of how much does he have to pay for screwing around with a publicly traded company? And also, remember, he's been in trouble with the SEC many times. He's done this to Tesla shareholders, right? Saying that he would take a buyout bid, and then the SEC slapped him with a fine, and then all of his tweets had to be reviewed by the SEC. So he's had a lot of pent-up anger at the SEC. And at the beginning, when this was all announced, people thought he was just trolling the SEC some more.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
We'll see.
I have a question, because Brian and my husband and I had an argument about this whole thing over the weekend.
Wow, you guys are really interesting.
I know, right? Whatever.
Lisa and I are arguing about what color the paint should be on the house, and you're arguing about Elon. That's good. I like it.
We had a knockdown, drag-out argument about this, and he is an Elon apologist. No matter what,
there are those
asking questions.
He's a stan.
He's a total stan. And no matter what I said, but he disrupted the auto industry. And without him, there wouldn't be electric cars. And he disrupted. He disrupted space. And it was like no measure of just practical facts applied. And then I said, well, let's think about this in terms of like Jeff Bezos, who gets no passes. Everybody, there's nobody to defend Bezos. And I would argue that Bezos has actually been more influential in changing global economic structures, among other things. And Bezos makes mistakes. He has no slack. Elon keeps doing ridiculous things, and there's just legions of people ready to defend him, including my husband. And I can't grok why. Maybe it's because I'm a woman. I don't know. There is no way for me to get into the headspace where I see the net positives, that this guy is wielding at this point.
It's the state of the world today, isn't it? That half the world goes, what's the deal? Why do you like this guy? And the other half says, he's God. And it's not. It's just not just Elon, I might add. There's other people with oranger hair, and it's like those of us who are in the skeptic camp. Just I don't understand it. I don't get it.
Well, Elon has kind of in the past has relied on his instincts as to what needs to be done and has had successes with it. SpaceX is a success. He has disrupted space. Electric cars, that's a success. And all of them kind of were the result of him going, I think this is the way it should be done, and I have the resource to do it, and we're going to push for it. But that's kind of the same thing he did with Twitter. His experience on Twitter is not what your experience and my experience is on Twitter. It's one of the reasons why he's so obsessed with spam bots. We occasionally see spam bots on Twitter and we block them and move on, but he's got millions and millions of followers and it's a completely different universe for him and he's obsessed with them. So what he did with SpaceX and what he did with Tesla, he was trying to do the same thing. It was his instinct. I'm going to buy this company. I'm going to make it the open-ended town hall for the world, which was actually one of the things that Twitter talked about. And some of its founders talked about the pulse of the planet early on. And he says, I'm going to do that. I'm going to save this. But when it turned out to not be as easy as he thought it was, and it's a completely different beast. And I like what Matt Levine said in his Bloomberg piece, that he started it out kind of tongue in cheek, believed in it, but got bored, and now he's walked away from it. I think the same instinct that brought him to Tesla and SpaceX brought him to Twitter, but it failed him.